The views expressed in the following program do not necessarily represent the views of this station or its management.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Welcome back once again. Real People, Real Life, right here from Wichita, Kansas, America.
America.
Doodah.
Doodah Diner. That's right.
I've got to get over there.
You haven't not been there
really
yet?
Get over there.
Oh, you got to get over there. Oh my God. I mean, they put pictures up and check them out on Facebook because I mean, you just drool.
Awesome. Crab cake.
Yeah.
Holidays.
Starving you guys.
Just-
But do they have
All
bacon?
right, well, yeah.
oh, they've got bacon,
Yeah,
baby.
bacon.
Bacon.
Oh, they
got
got bacon,
bacon.
baby. Yeah, they got bacon.
They've even got bacon-flavored bacon. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
Lord.
that doesn't
top
get any
of
better
bacon.
than that, I don't think.
I know, right? Okay, so
Bacon.
as usual, we have Fossa.
Hi, guys.
I'll have to try that
Of course,
next
we all
time.
know Don Landis.
Here we are.
And of course, Joe and Joey.
Aye,
All right, this is your, what is it? What's the dinosaur that you guys?
Jojo Fossadon.
The Jojo
Jojo
Fossadon.
Fossadon,
Okay,
yeah.
so
And we've got Robin
Jojo
as the wrangler.
Fossadon. Yeah, I'm just over here roping them up, boy.
Alrighty.
Rock and
Speaking
roll.
of roping them up, I think we have a very interesting show. We're going to kind of get to both sides of a lot of different things today. So I'll tell you a little bit about who we have coming on. First of all, we're going to be discussing these Westar smart meters. Okay, and a very dear friend of mine, Brianna, is going to be here with all kinds of statistics and facts and things that we can discuss. Things that, again, you can take away from this discussion and find these sources, educate yourself. The whole point, again, with this show is we don't always agree, okay, but we try to bring you the issues that we find people are talking about, they're thinking about.
I'm disagreeable.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
do
you
we
can
ever
be.
agree, actually? And
Very
yes.
rarely, and sometimes
sir.
yes, we do. So I do want you to understand that we are going to be talking about the Westar smart meters with a very dear friend of mine, Brianna. Now, we did ask somebody from Westar to join us today, and they chose not to.
Declined
Okay?
our request.
They declined our request. However, we will have Elizabeth Owens. Now, she's with the Wichita Public Works and Utilities, which is the water department, and she has brought some fantastic things today to discuss with us the new smart meters, if you will, on the water side of
I
things.
believe she even brought one. We get to
She
see
did.
it.
I know. She came
wow.
prepared. And then our spotlight on business this week is going to be with Travis with LED Source. I'm really looking forward to that as well. So that's a little bit of what's coming up today. Okay, it's going to be very interesting.
LED, that's liquid energy drink, right?
Yeah,
Yes, I think so.
Right. That's
I'm dying
that's
of
that
thirst.
extra shot of espresso. Yeah, that I like to get every day. But you know, I've been as
Hey,
usual.
guys.
I've been paying attention as usual, and God, I'll tell you what. And we've talked about this amongst ourselves, or whatever the case may be, several times. There's a lot, and it's going to get worse, I think. There's the smoke and mirrors that's going on. Okay, so as mainstream media, and no offense to my friends in mainstream media, please, but as they continue to push out certain subjects, okay, or things that they only want you to see over here, okay, don't forget about what's going on over here.
Oh, you mean the man behind the curtain?
Is this a Bella?
Exactly. So that right there, if you know smoke and mirrors, okay, this goes along with my rant. And I've heard this now for 10 years, okay, that I can think of. And it's probably been more than 10 years, but I know for a fact that different people, both running for office and or in office, for the last 10 years have been using a word that we've all heard before. That word is transparency. I would just like to be on the record as stating you cannot have transparency until the accountability is done. Okay, and let me explain to you why I feel this way, and you guys can agree to disagree, but I think we need to put this out here. And I don't mean this to just the city of Wichita or Sedgwick County or, our local school district, our state. I'm talking all levels of government, okay? Before you can have transparency, you have to have accountability. How do you get accountability? if it were me, first thing I would do, and again, I don't care what public office you're running for. I'm not running right now for anything, so I have a very big mouth. First things first.
And she's had sleep.
Yeah,
That's
and watch
the
out.
table, too.
So, in order to get to that accountability, first things first is I'm going to keep this for now on a local level, state and city, county. I would first things first. No, I would not plan a big party. I think there's been enough politicians partying on our dime. Okay, so throwing a party to congratulate yourself
Use that money
for getting
for
a job, I don't agree with that. First thing I would do though is I
Did I
would
miss
get
out on
a
a party?
CPA. No, fortunately we have not. I would get a CPA outside of the government itself, a certified, and there's literally a team of them that I know of that I've talked to in the last week or so that have told me, Robin, for pennies on the dollar, I would donate my time to go and look at every budget, every dime that came in, where it went to, why it went to, and how much it went to. Okay, now I'm getting some accountability. I want certified public accountants to go through every department with a fine-tooth comb.
Does that mean you want to inject honesty into politics?
Yes, I do. Okay, and
Oh,
that's
the
going to be
whole system
interesting.
will fail.
Well, no.
Well,
next
yeah, I
thing,
think
next
it would.
thing, next
It'd fall
thing.
apart.
You can't be transparent unless you know where the money is, where it came from, and where it's going. Okay, first things first, CPA. Go in there, go through this with a fine-tooth comb. Second thing is, and again, I've been talking to CPAs, and we've talked about this. Next thing is constitutional lawyers. There's a few here in town that are really good. Okay, I would like to have them come in, whatever level of government we're talking about, and I want them to go through with a fine-tooth comb the good laws, the bad laws, and the absolutely stupid and ridiculous laws that are still on the books.
You know it's against the law to hunt whale in Kansas?
Imagine that.
Or carry an ice cream cone
Fortunately.
in your right pocket in Topeka.
Something about onions on Sunday too. I can't remember exactly.
There's a lot of crazy crap. There's no
There,
doubt.
yeah.
I think Joe and I can certainly, on several levels, agree with that. So if you take those two things,
Interception,
okay,
inspection.
we're going to go in here and we're going to look at the money, okay, because it seems like you can't do anything these days, all right, without a ton of money, and that includes running for office. So let's get the money out there and make it transparent. They as in people in government have the right, okay, to go through our lives with a fine-tooth comb. But when we go and we say, I want to know about the records on this particular business or this particular entity, why did this entity get this money? It shows you're paying them, but it doesn't show how much. It doesn't show why. They can tell you that, sorry, that's a closed file. Now, I don't have a problem with closed files when it comes to people under an age that were victims of a crime. Leave that file closed. Some things do need to be a
Or
closed
national
file.
security, public security,
Exactly,
things of that
exactly.
nature.
Some of those things I do understand, but there's an awful lot of misspending and
Oh, too much of it.
yeah. It's
It's
not
questionable.
sometimes that we don't have the budgets and we don't have the money to work with. Sometimes the budgets are there, the money is there. It's the misspending and the
Misdirection
mishandling.
of it.
I want to know whose first job was working on Meridian and who retired still working on Meridian.
I'm sure there's plenty.
I want to know who did it.
Yeah, so if we can get down
So
to
we can have a reunion party for
yeah,
the
a retirement
still
party.
not
taxpayer
right.
dollars.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, let's have a party.
the
So I
middle of
think if we can get to that accountability, okay, with what's the
But I
good
feel
laws,
like
the bad
that's
laws,
a
the stupid laws.
dream.
No, it's not a dream. I refuse to. No, it's not a dream.
It's like he said, you're trying to inject honesty where
And
it's oil and
somebody
water,
is
honey.
going to at some point. I promise you. Somebody.
It's gonna needs to now.
It needs to.
It's not going
be a
to.
battle.
It's
It'll-
And it's
now.
going to be a
Yeah.
battle, and it's not. It
There's
may
too
not be
many
a pretty
people in
battle.
other people's pockets that it.
Big time.
I mean,
So I'm going to get to
Well,
that.
isn't
So
this type of thing, it's all parties. It's not a matter of just politics with the people.
it's politics in general, and I don't care what initial you have behind your name. I don't care. It happens at all levels. It happens no matter your party affiliation. You could be with the keg party for all I care. Okay, it
say
happens.
cake party.
Yeah, I did.
You know, I've been wondering for a long
Or
time.
the coffee party. I like
I
that.
already carry my keg around.
I was going to say you're in charge of the cake party. So once you you get that accountability out there and you show the accountability, now you can get to that other word called transparency. Okay, because now you have all these. The accountant has brought all these things. This department has this much. They've been doing this much. This is going here.
And somehow we
and then
managed
here,
to keep people
check
out of
these
every
laws
one
out.
of theirs pockets. And
Yes.
then also these guys, we also
Right.
managed none of them to get paid off. So all the information that we've gathered is correct. And,
Right.
you know, I mean.
So now we have something to go, hey, John and Jill Q Public. Here's where some of the money's going, here's where it's not going, here's what's going on. Boom. Here's what some of the laws are that are on our books. These are absolutely ridiculous. These might need a little fine tuning. These, okay, I can deal with that. But at least we get it all out there. After we get it out there to the public, because if we're going to get back to this, it's going to be, we should be working for the people.
Well,
Which
there should be
is
some
us.
action.
Right, which comes to number 4, citizen oversight and action groups. You can't just sit at home all the time, watching mindless TV like Sharknado, and just expect, things to happen. It doesn't work that way. We know this. You can't just sit at home or
Right, so
sit
people
under
need to
a
start
rock
taking accountability as well.
and get
Absolutely.
involved.
I visit my home at least 3 times a week in order to sleep.
Yeah.
3
There you go.
times.
Well, a good place to get started on that is getting
Sounds like you have
registered
free
to
time.
vote.
Yes, get
least.
registered to vote, and let's go ahead and bring that up real quick. We
Well,
do have
what-
Rock the Vote.
I'd love
Rock
to add
the
to
vote
that.
is-
Not just get registered. Actually, exercise your right
yeah,
to
actually
vote.
get off the couch and go
17% of the voters elected
now this gets
our mayor
important,
right now
folks.
when he first
when
came into
you
office.
go vote, if there's no candidate on the ballot that you have the slightest use for, if you don't think they're worth the bullets it would take to kill
a
them,
little box.
still go vote. If you have to write in Elmer Fudd, that makes a statement. At least go through the motions and vote. Make your voice
So
known.
So
The problem
Saturday,
with that is
Saturday, okay, we're running out of time here, so Rock the Vote is Saturday, October 11th.
at McAdams Park on 13th Street. It runs from noon to
Until
4 p.m. It's a great activity. Even if you're registered, come on out. There's going to be a political candidate in this area, be like-minded people. What really needs to make this happen is not go from an ideal to reality, is that voters have to
Voters
demand
have-
it.
voters have got to
Voters
be
being people who
involved.
are registered and people who then exercise that right to vote.
That's right.
Yes,
You
but
gotta
how
get-
many
Believe me.
voters believe their votes truly don't count, even if they go out
Too
there?
many
I mean, we
believe
have
that.
to change that
Well, it's-
opinion in order to
Neighborhood-
get people motivated again to vote.
Trust me, politicians know who voted, not how they voted, but they know who voted block by block by block. Believe me, that's the kind of back information that they take into account when they go to make their decisions.
Oh yes, they do. It's very fascinating, and we can get into that a little bit more in a little bit. But okay, that was a
Okay.
little bit of my rant. I didn't get all of
You
it
didn't
out,
get it
but
all.
Wow.
but hey,
Sorry.
it was just a start and some
So
things to
start.
think about.
Tune in next week. Get it there.
I feel a little better anyway. All right, so we're gonna be right back. Real people, real life.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
At Trailer Town, we're all about selection, service, and safety. Trailer Town Selection, hundreds to choose from, small to large, lightweight aluminum to heavy-duty steel, all types, new and used. Trailer Town Service, the best in the Midwest, from wiring to axle repair. Trailer Town Safety, yes, we do Department of Transportation inspections. Trailer Town, trusted, family-owned, 301 West 53rd Street North.
Sal's Japanese Steakhouse, 6829 East Kellogg Drive. A Wichita tradition for awesome dining and always a great time. Enjoy our Monday to Thursday specials, including half-price chicken and shrimp dinners. Sal's is open 7 days a week. Come in, relax, and let us give you the treat of fine dining and good fun in a beautiful atmosphere. From our family to yours, Sal's Japanese Steakhouse, 6829 East Kellogg, Wichita, Kansas.
Knapp Weaponry is the home of Wichita's newest indoor temperature-controlled shooting range. Mention this ad for 2-for-1 pricing weekdays from noon to 4. Knapp Weaponry is an NRA Business Alliance member that offers NRA and state-certified instruction classes, training, and women's unarmed self-defense classes. We buy and sell new and used guns and offer gunsmith services. Knapp Weaponry offers a free range session with the purchase of a new gun. We also offer transfer services and an array of ammo. Knapp Weaponry, the West Side's best-kept secret.
It's a breeze when you know your mover.
And we want to be the mover you know. We are ready to move your home or office and provide you with quality, safe, long and short-term storage services. We move locally, statewide and across the nation. When you know your mover, you can rest assured that your possessions will be cared for and treated with the utmost care. Call us today and schedule a free estimate for your next move at 316-838-6140.
Welcome back once again. Real people, real life. And thank you, Brianna. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Everybody, Brianna, everybody.
Hi.
Okay, we've been talking for years, and you and I kind of are like confidants in that, you kind of get into researching things, and I'm like, whoa, hello, I'm over here researching the same thing. So you've always kind of been a wealth of information. I look forward to seeing you and a couple of my other friends. We may not always agree, but you know what I like is the fact that whenever you do say something, you always, and without a doubt I can count on this, you have a source to go to back up why you feel the way you feel.
I really try to do that because I feel it's important just to show the research and where I'm going from that, just not blatantly putting stuff out there. So,
and I appreciate that. And I'm not saying that she just goes to Snoops, okay? That's not it. This woman does her research. So I would like for us to discuss the Westar smart meters, okay? And I'm just going to pretty much turn it over to you to kind of give us a little bit of a heads up. Now, they came to your home, and they've come to your home.
What do you mean when you say they've come to your home?
To install the smart meter.
To install it.
Oh.
So let's let Brianna.
We had two different results.
Yes. Okay. Well, tell us.
I'm just gonna go over just my experience basically. On September 11th, they came out to my home. In the morning, knocked on the door, asked if they wanted to install smart meters. I wasn't too familiar with them at the time, something kind of new venture for me, and I was like, well, I know enough of them. I'm not really comfortable with the idea of that quite yet. I want a little bit more information on it, and they denied that, so I declined it, and I said I did not consent to it, and they said they're going to have to get the supervisor out there. I was like, okay, bring your supervisor down here. I want to see some information. It's my right. So they didn't come out. They came out the next day, which I did videotape. I put it in my group.
I remember that.
And they said they're going to shut my electricity off if I didn't install it. So
that's an option?
It wasn't an option. It's either you put the smart meter on or you get your electricity shut off. I did owe a little bit of money all the time. It's caught up right now. But the point is that I did not have an option either to keep my analog or my smart meter. I think, and I am a renter, but the fact that if you are a homeowner, like, you should have the right to. So that was my experience, and I got into the whole researching, and as I researched, I found, like,
all kinds of stuff. Let's get into
What's the
some of
biggest
this.
concern of yours that you found?
They're just the health concerns of it, just electromagnetic radiation. I'm not one who really uses the cell phone or microwave, so I found that concerning. The fact that it emits out so much electromagnetic radiation, it pulses out constantly. Privacy is an issue. The cost of it going up.
How's privacy an issue?
Privacy is an issue of basically if a hacker wanted to drive by your house, they could pull information off of that.
As in your...
And also, the day that, on September 11th, when I declined it, I had a government surveillance van come out to my house. It was a data verification van. I have a picture of it on Facebook. And they just drove by, and they can actually, data verification, they can pull information. That's how they read your meters. They can read information from inside your home, like internet-wise. So, yeah, it's definitely a privacy violation as well.
I want you to, because... this is where people are like, oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a couple sources, if you could, of where you're getting some of this
good
research.
Websites that I've gone to.
And we will have these up later.
Perfect. Yeah, and actually a documentary that's coming out right now that I've been promoting. It's called Take Back Your Power. It was from 2013. Good documentary. You can go to globalresearch.org. Another good website is freedomtaker.com. You can actually order a kit to reinstall an analog meter back on your home. It comes with the legal paperwork to actually send to the power companies.
Okay.
How much does that cost? Did you check into that?
$69.95 to order the kit. Yes, my boyfriend's sister is going to order one.
Love it.
So let me ask you a question. Is that all in vain, though? I mean, are they going to find out, come right back out, replace it yet again?
Very well could be. A lot of different states are actually tolling. I know... through Sanscus Power ordered to remove over 105,000 smart meters in Providence over in Canada. This is in Canada, so
I knew there was some
this is a global issue in Australia. There's actually lawsuits going on.
Kind of bring us up why radio frequencies or EMFs are so dangerous from what your research is showing.
A lot of it is a concern of just cancer, basically. I know that's the C word, but it does break down a lot of cellular structure, molecular structure in your cells, so that's a big concern. If you go to that video that I sent you where it shows the bar chart of from like cell phones to smart meters, how much that they pulse out. So that's a concern as well, just for me. Like, I don't want to be exposed to that.
Right. You know, when I first started checking into this, it goes back to, again, when I was following some different local politics very closely. And we were talking about the Agenda 21, and our county commissioners were trying to come up with the verbiage for some laws to take place. And they
Right.
went with more of the REAP verbiage versus the Agenda 21 verbiage. But if you research back to 2012, these smart meters, okay, were part of
Exactly.
the original verbiage that was tied back to the Agenda 21. If you know people in Australia, I do,
Yeah.
okay, that I have spoke to, this is a major concern for them. Now, I have friends in Canada, but I have not spoke to them, you know, on
When you say
these.
this is a major concern, what is their biggest concern? The loss of the jobs for the people to go out and
There-
read
there's-
these meters? Or is it actually the pulses? Because, I mean, you don't have a cell phone, or you say you don't use one, but I'm saying everybody I
Yeah.
know has
No,
one.
I know a lot of
and,
people do
and
use
not
cell
only do
phones.
they, but their children and their, you know, and they have them here or they have them here, but the omission is the highest from a cell phone, correct?
Well, smart meters actually emit higher electromagnetic frequency radiation than cell phones. So actually, cell phones are pretty low down on the grid compared to smart meters. And a lot of the health concerns are just like fatigue, insomnia, and headaches, and just overall fatigue, restlessness, cancer. I mean, there is a lot
Yeah.
of tiredness to it as well. A lot of people are seeing symptoms
So
from
people
it.
are actually experiencing this from what you hear in Australia, these actual physical
Electromagnetic
Well, there's
sensitivity syndrome.
Right.
Beyond that, I mean, in addition to that, there's also been a lot of questions about fires, isn't there?
Exactly. Fires have been a really big concern. There's been a lot of news articles, and Nevada is a big one that's been on that I posted about, where they're actually, since they're radiating inwards inside of the chip, it actually combusts inwards, or it starts melting the smart meters. I mean, it's causing fires in homes, businesses. So
Because
that's
these are
another
attached
concern.
to your home, correct?
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
So there goes. Is your insurance cost going to go up? That's another big question because of the smart meters. Is the insurance companies going to cover these?
Good question.
I pay renter's insurance, so I want to know if that's covered.
Good question.
Well,
You know,
now
I think I need to find out about earthquake insurance too, by the way, because Lord knows we've been having an awful lot of those. But that's
I've not
another.
felt one.
You felt one, okay, but that's
I did,
another
no,
whole.
I did not felt one. And
But see, this is what I'm saying. Okay, the reason I throw this out here, and Brianna, I know you're going to follow me on this. The reason I throw this out here is because probably 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, were any of you seated at this table thinking for 1 minute that your home or homes in your area and or businesses in this area would have earthquake damage?
no, but from what I understand, we are suffering earthquakes almost.
We are, but and there has been documented homeowners and businesses that have documentation and photos to prove that this was from different quakes in different areas. So what I'm saying is 6 years ago,
No.
would you have
Not in
thought
Kansas,
that we would
okay.
be having a conversation about earthquakes in Kansas?
Not really, no.
Okay. So
Things
change, okay? And that's again why we discuss some of the things that we discuss, okay? Because what was 4 years ago may not be the same now, may not be 4 years from now. So before we discount some of this information that's out there and go, oh, that's just crazy, or
Well, no, I certainly wasn't doing
Yeah.
that, but
No,
I
no.
will say that you slapped syndrome on the end
Yeah.
of that statement.
Right.
So there are
Yeah, and
actually people suffering from this if they're calling
There
it a
are. You
syndrome.
can actually go to a website. It's called emfsafetynetwork.org, and that is for people that are electromagnetic sensitive.
But
to that
those
as
people
well.
would be suffering on a daily basis pretty much everywhere
Correct.
because of the electromagnetic.
Not just from smart meters. It's different
Well,
variables
not
as
just at
well.
home, but
Yeah, you can't
everywhere.
be in a proper city without having cell phone towers, radio emission towers.
Which
I
is
mean,
exactly what we're talking
You've got
about.
radio waves bouncing off of everything out there.
And
And
it
I'm not discounting it at all. I'm not.
Right, no, because let me tell you
I'm just
something.
saying, 300 yards from here, there is a large cellular
yeah.
transmission
They,
tower.
Yeah,
when
we
they
saw
start
that.
putting these in, because I've had more and more friends complaining of headaches lately, body fatigue. I wonder if this isn't attributed to this already.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a huge concern, and I know
I
there
thought
was
that
a
I
report
seen
down
a-
in Florida and that they're making it illegal where you can't even
Yeah.
get off the grid.
Right, exactly.
So that's
I saw
another big
that.
concern as well.
there are some states.
I
I've got
heard
to-
that. I heard that
yeah,
in
it's true.
Florida.
If Florida passed a law that you have to be connected to the power system.
Right.
You cannot go off the grid in Florida.
Now, I know there are people organizing. I talked to Joe Esposito down in Oklahoma who's kind of spearheading getting people together for a class action suit against the power company there to have these things stopped. So there are people who get together. So there's
Exactly.
a lot of controversy on both sides of
Yeah.
this, because we were, before the show, making a good argument for why they should do them.
Right.
As far as cost cutting, some other issues.
Well,
And-
the cost cutting also came with job cutting.
Yeah, but
That's
have
correct.
we been told that this cost cutting is going to be reflected in our bill getting?
Well, I would
You
say
know-
eventually, sure.
Of course, I think it's already
Well, I mean,
happening. but-
maybe.
Or it may be reflected in your bill not going up quite as much. Because we do have other pressures. They're taking away coal-fired electrical plants, not necessarily have something to go into its place that's as economical. Definitely not as economical.
Right. The power company's side of it is, if they do with the smart meters and they're able to study where the power is needed more and everything else, they can cut down on consumption, and they don't have to build more power plants. They don't have to build more power plants. That's $100+ million they don't have to spend. But in Lawrence, Kansas alone, $19 million came from the Restoration Act to that project. The city of Lawrence and West Star and the other places paid another $21 million, $40 million to upgrade this system to make it a smart system. They chose Lawrence as the first small study area just because of the amount, they got schools, they got many businesses, manufacturing, and other things. But I don't know. Yeah, sure, the power company's going to save money for a little bit until we have a nice big ice storm. The government gives them a nice chunk of money, and then they hike our rates because a tree fell on a power line.
Exactly.
There is so much information.
There's a ton of information. And Brianna, can you give us the Facebook
The group
page?
that the group that we have that we're in is called Westar Smart Meters. They think you're just dumb eaters.
I thought that was cute.
Yeah. Travis thought of that.
It's easy to
I thought that
remember,
was
easy to
cute.
find.
There's a lot
Just
of
say it again.
documents there. There's just a lot of resources there.
I do post all my research in that group, and I have the links from that. I'm going to say it one more time. Westar Smart Meters think you're just dumb eaters, and that's
we
the
will be
Facebook
posting
group you
that
can go
link
to.
on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Real people, real life.
Yep, I'm back. We'll be here in just a moment.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Credit King Auto Sales is getting better all the time. We're doing it better. We're doing it better all the time.
Credit King Auto Sales, the king of buy here, pay here. Bad credit, no problem. The King specializes in getting you in the ride you want, no matter the credit score. Credit King doing it better all the time with the largest selection to choose from in all price ranges at one location. The King's Corner, 31st Street South and Broadway. Kansas' biggest buy here, pay here. GoCreditKing.com.
Hammond Liquor, home of the coldest beer in town and the lowest prices store-wide. For all your special events, your friends at Hammond Liquor have what you need, from beer, wines, spirits, champagne, and more. Open till 8 p.m. every Sunday. Hammond Liquor, West Kellogg and Tyler Road. Hammond Liquor, home of the coldest beer in town and lowest prices store-wide, wants to remind you of very important savings days. Wine Day, Tuesdays get 20% off. Beer Day, Wednesdays get 10% off. Microbrews and imports. Open till 8 p.m. every Sunday. Hammond Liquor, West Kellogg and Tyler Road.
At Economy Motors, we know that everything costs more these days. Gas costs more, utilities cost more, groceries cost more. But what's one thing that will not cost you more? Buying your next vehicle with us. Everything we have is priced $12,995 or under. Bad credit, no worries. No crazy gimmicks and no bait and switch. We keep it real. Economy Motors, home of Easy Pay. We've got your back.
Don't worry, please. Don't worry, because at Economy Motors, we got your back.
Hammond Liquor, home of the coldest beer in town and lowest prices store-wide, wants to remind you of very important savings days. Wine Day, Tuesdays get 20% off. Beer Day, Wednesdays get 10% off. Microbrews and imports. Open till 8 p.m. every Sunday. Hammond Liquor, West Kellogg and Tyler Road.
Knapp Weaponry is the home of Wichita's newest indoor temperature-controlled shooting range. Mention this ad for 2-for-1 pricing weekdays from noon to 4. Knapp Weaponry is an NRA Business Alliance member that offers NRA and state-certified instruction classes, training, and women's unarmed self-defense classes. We buy and sell new and used guns and offer gunsmith services. Knapp Weaponry offers a free range session with the purchase of a new gun. We also offer transfer services and an array of ammo. Knapp Weaponry, the West Side's best kept secret.
Sal's Japanese Steakhouse, 6829 East Kellogg Drive. A Wichita tradition for awesome dining and always a great time. Enjoy our Monday to Thursday specials, including half-price chicken and shrimp dinners. Sal's is open 7 days a week. Come in, relax, and let us give you the treat of fine dining and good fun in a beautiful atmosphere. From our family to yours, Sal's Japanese Steakhouse, 6829 East Kellogg, Wichita, Kansas.